All right, here at No Reserve, we have our all original 1975 Ford F-250 Highboy. It's factory 4x4. It's got the Ranger package. It's got a hard to find two-tone color combination. It's called Glen Green and Bay Tree Green metallic. I think only around 180, 182 original or trucks came with this paint code. But it's got it's just got that killer look to it. This truck to me is what I call like a real truck. It's an honest truck, no questions. There's not a bunch of repaints. It has had some paint work in a couple places I'll go over, but it was done ages ago. I mean, I would guess early 80s, because it looks and presents in all ages equally and looks like the original paint. But it's got a mountain of documentation. I'm gonna try to not go too fast here, but we do a cold starting video and a driving video that will be attached to this. But it's got the awesome Marty report. Of course, we got that ordered up. It was ordered new at Van Cleve Motors in Eatonville. It's always been in Washington State. It's a 2-owner truck. I'd have to double check my paperwork, but I'll include it in the other video. But the second owner, I think, took ownership in the mid to late 90s. So it's got a 4-2 Haynes manual, but it's got all its original brochures, which is just really cool. It has all the different paint options. This is a non-metallic color truck, so this is like, you'll often see the metallic green. These are all kind of like pastel solid colors, but it has the little the other little brochures that come with it. It's not an Explorer package, but I'm assuming this came with it. If you're gonna go camping, still has the Van Cleve Ford hat that comes with it. Just awesome. My boy just loves that. And then it's got the original books, manual. It's got the original VIN tag for your warranty card. I mean, the guy even kept the Radio Shack owner's manual for the aftermarket tape deck that's in there. It's got an old, this is kind of cool. It's a little bit older, but just an old Sears battery warranty. So this truck was ordered, it's pretty cool. It was ordered originally with a 360, and I don't know what happened. I'm assuming it was probably a factory issue and it let loose. But you can see all the different, it's got 410 gears, power steering, power brakes, Dana 60s, extra cooling. Got the tow package. But here it says new 1125/75 390 motor. And this thing is just crisp and clean. And then also, kind of to go with that, is some receipts from a machine shop in 1996. I had a full rebuild on the motor. It doesn't show the miles on there or anything, but it says it's got a little RV 260 crane cam, and that sounds about right. This truck's just got that killer iconic 70s Ford Highboy sound to it. And then you'll see right here 390. So for what that's worth, but it is a 390 motor in there. This just sounds killer. You'll see it's got, I'll go ahead and show you the carpet. The carpet's been replaced. It's really clean. There's underside carpet pictures. We pulled it back. The carpet was replaced before us, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw all this cool stuff down here, so then I could go do the interior. But I'm gonna rush outside real quick and do the paint and exterior, just in case it starts raining on us. And all this stuff will come with the title on this truck. It'll be nice and safe until ownership takes. And but it's just cool to see that stuff. To me, when I see a truck like that, but 76 ball up there, of course, looks just killer. All the glass is original. Stuff like this is the stuff that I really gravitate towards, the stuff that I really will pay extra for. And little things that give this truck character. But I will get in the pictures. I'm not sure if you'll see the car light logo. It's right here. It's kind of like, etched into the window from the factory, so it's hard to see on the video camera, but I will definitely have a picture of it. And it looks, if you could see this one, it looks just like that. But little things like this just crack me up. This says do not open on both windows. No idea why, and I've never opened them, so I kind of listened to the truck, but I'm gonna open up the first time with you guys when we do it inside. And I'm assuming, because look at that gap there, there's absolutely no gap. I'm not even sure if these windows have ever even been opened. So he's probably a guy that didn't want his wing windows to have any issues. So first, I'm gonna take you around the truck and see it's just got that killer patina, the kind of thin layer, kind of the little worn edges, on the high ridges from years of waxing and buffing. Now, I left the window in there. It does have a little crack up there, and you will have some chips, but it's just amazing. You got a little bit of the age fogging here. But to me, it's just amazing to see a truck last that long with the original window. And so, you know, you do have some chips here. So first off, I'm gonna show you the areas I noticed it being repainted, and the kind of, you know, the top of the cab a long time ago looks a little fresher. The top of the fenders have a tape line right here. So I don't think the top of the fenders were painted. You know, it's really hard to tell. Like, I guess right here looks a little bit fresher. So maybe the top of the fenders, the lower green is all original, never been painted around the whole truck. The top darker green, like I mentioned, been painted. And then it's a little bit weird because it looks all original here. This hasn't been painted, but for some reason, whether he wanted to keep it fresh or something, the door jambs have been painted ages ago. So, and you'll see a little bit of tape or a little bit of overspray right there. But again, you know, this truck is obviously hasn't had a bunch of repaints. You know, obviously I'll get into that. I got a little boo-boo there. But so we'll go ahead and start around the front, and I'll go around it real quick and look for any, you know, you see the paint line there. You know, this is original. So from far as I could tell, basically the door jambs got repainted, the very top roof. I'm not even sure. I mean, the roof is really hard to tell, except for when you get to the top there, you can just see it's a little bit fresher. It's nice and shiny. The whole truck actually has really nice shine to it. It's got the toolbox, but I'll stop getting sidetracked here and start out the front. So you can see original chrome bumper, still got nice reflection to it. You know, you will have some aging. Looks like maybe there's a little bit of house paint splattered on here, some brown house paint. But you got a little ding in here. You know, the aluminum trims around the wheel wells and the grill do have that little bit of oxidized look. But you can get in there and polish that stuff up. It's got a little bit, this stuff is super soft. If you're not familiar with these trucks, if you go to work on it and you put your knees on here, you're gonna bend it down a little bit. It almost is like the pop can aluminum. But you can see the original paint in the grills is really nice. The black and silver cutouts. You know, you have little tiny stuff like little spider aging in the lens. But again, all original stuff, never been replaced. All of the Ford emblem. You know, just a little bit of surface rust down here, no actual rust. It's got 16-inch wheels. You know, tires are older. The 235 75s are old Sears tires, but this truck, I mean, it rides nice and smooth. But it's just cool to see. You know, I like to leave all this stuff. You know, we went through had the front brakes done, oil changed, coolant flushed, stuff like that. And but the seeing those old tires is just killer with this thing. You know, there's no cracking in the sidewalls or nothing. But the next guy might choose to do a frame off restoration on this, because you really couldn't find a more honest candidate. And the cab and fenders and, you know, the tire truck forward is really rust free. The bed, obviously you'll see some rust behind those trim, but even here, and I do take the corner trim off the other side and take a picture of it, but you can see how solid this is. Obviously you're gonna have a little bit of iron work out here. It's a little bit creased in there, but really nice and solid. The front of the bulkhead isn't smashed in. Got a little bit of surface rust underneath the, you know, rear window. You can see it's common stuff. The seal's dried up a little bit and pulled in. You know, a little bit of surface rust there. You know, your mirrors got your little surface rust. You know, the felts are a little bit cracked. I mean, stuff to expect on an original, you know, truck that's 40 plus years old. You know, he's working his way to his 50th birthday, and he's about 45 years old. But you can see the cowl. You know, we got new wipers, of course, stuff like that. This truck runs and drives amazing. Has no issues. I've had it on the highway. Me and the boy have been out in it. We ran some errands. We've probably put a few hundred miles on this. You know, you need 410 gears with the little tires. These trucks, you could put 35s on their factory and you're gonna get some more highway speed out of it. But you definitely won't be breaking land speed records, but you know, highway speeds are fine. Obviously here, you know, got into something. It's a little bit rippled. The inside of the bed has got a lot of surface rust from use and stuff like that, but actually there's no rust through. So you could scuff this up and your bed floor is gonna turn out really good. There's no big, huge dents. You're obviously gonna have some little dents and stuff like that on along here. But the inside of the floor, if you look past the surface rust, because it's never had a bed liner in it, is, you know, it's got that kind of Texas or dry desert look to the inside. We'll take you around the back. So you obviously have some rust down here. you're gonna pop down here and you're gonna see a little bit of rust happening. So you gotta expect that, but it's cool to see. It's still got the filler cap. You know, hasn't had a different fuel tank put into it. And I just love these things. Are impossible to find, but they're just killer, those little pop-ins. It's got the aluminum panel rather than the solid, and it's in really nice shape. Besides a little oxidation, there's no dings or dents in it. Same with this trim's got a couple little dings, but it's nice to see it is there. A couple of dings here. I mean, all this aluminum you can buy brand new. It's like 60 bucks for this. You can buy all new lenses, everything. You know, the rear bumper's nice and straight. It's never had a tow package on it. So this thing's never seen a lot of heavy use. It's never had a ball in here. You can just tell by looking at the paint. Still got the original decal there. You know, the bed, you know, bed rail's got a couple little dings and stuff like that. But this truck has that iconic, you know, just farm truck look. And it gets a lot of compliments because of the hubcaps, you know, the off-white wheels and the two-tone paint. Again, you know, it's got the Ranger package. The light lens is in really nice shape. You're gonna have some worn paint like this, little dings, but stuff like this, I love stuff like this. I have a Highboy also, and you know, I have a 70 C10, 68 C10, 66 panel that I'll probably never sell, and most people probably think they're kind of ugly because I love the dents and stuff like that. But again, you have the rust out right here, and this trim piece is missing. Got a little bit of rust there. Obviously, you got a little bit of spot there, and I'm not sure what they did. It's kind of interesting that it's both down here. A lot of this era Ford get the rust at the bottom underneath the taillights, and a lot of them will get rust right there. But amazingly, it didn't get it. You know, you can see all the ridges on the bed floor are nice and solid and crisp. This trim piece is here. Again, you got, you know, this door felt actually looks good. It looks like it may have been replaced or something at one point. But you don't see any overspray or tape lines on the outside rubbers. It's kind of strange that they did shot just the inside. I don't know if it was just anal retentive and it was getting a little chipped up back in the day. Again, you got a little bit of wear and that killer kind of patina surf rust look. You get nice solid metal all the way around, you know, just a little bit of surface rust from use. Again, on the bottom of the fenders the same way. Bottom of this cab corner again, you know, take the picture off. You do get a little bit right there. It's got the killer little toolbox, which I love because right now I got my dealer plate and my camera bag in there. A lot of times I don't know where to put it out here, and I've driven off without the camera bag a couple times. But you know, you'll see, you know, it's getting a little. Oh, there's, you can see a little bit of spray or on the trim there. So I'm gonna take you back around inside here. You know, it's awesome to see this door panel. I don't believe has ever been off. There's no broken corners. None of the fins are busted. This is all in nice shape. You know, the screws are still in the same direction. No screws have ever been punched in here. Just awesome. You know, of course, the you know, windows go down nice and tight. You can see the felts in there are really nice. Still got that fluffy look. No door hinge issues. But again, you'll see a little bit of paint there. Missing the little chrome guy. But we got all the dome lights work. The headliners are in really nice shape. These pull down nice and firm. But then they still even have the little rubber grommets right there. But I don't want to be the one to accidentally pull them out. But you'll see it's nice and shiny paint. Dash pad has no cracks. You guys with the shifter ball on both shifters still. Really nice shape over here, no holes. And I love these original seats, how they look. The seat's still really comfortable too. You don't sink down into it, you don't feel any springs. The only wear you're gonna get over here is on the driver's side. You got a locking gas cap. But you got a little wear here just from coming in and out. Seat belts retract, still really good on both sides. You get your VIN decal, still got the little rubber guy. But around the front, you got a little bit on the piping. Still got it. These look just beautiful. You got the Era Correct steering wheel protector. We replaced the actuator, so dome light works and all that stuff. I always like that stuff to work. The heater core and the blower motor have been replaced. Got aftermarket tack in here. And back in the day, I used to take all this stuff out, but just seeing this stuff it's cool because it's just part of that era. You'll see the door jambs are in nice shape. No hinge issues. Obviously this little ball's been replaced at one point. It's gonna get more action than the passenger side. Again, this is all in good shape. Door panel, no screws into it, no little fins missing out of the speaker. Tight all the way around. You see the VIN decal there. All right, so we'll pop this bad boy open. We're gonna do this. If this thing falls out, it won't be good, but oh yeah, it's just super tight. So more than likely, he just wanted it on there for protection and didn't want it to get wore out and get that, you know, stack of nickels look. But let's see here. We'll go ahead and, I can't remember if I got it underneath the door, and you got a little bit of rust there. But again, this truck, you know, I would just leave it as is and just cruise it, enjoy it. I mean, you're gonna have decades before you'll have any issues with that rust coming through. But it just has a killer look to me personally. I think it'd be a shame really to do anything with it, but just drive it and enjoy it. You can see underneath the hood, the paint's really nice. You know, there's no overspray or paint around these rubber guys. But I'm thinking, you know, when they did the motor, I think they painted these guys, but they did an amazing job. I mean, it looks like they came that way. If you know, you guys are familiar with these trucks, you know what kind of off gray that should look. They look like it's a firewall, you know, all new, you know, new gates, rubber hoses. It's got headers on it, you know, 4-barrel carb, aluminum intake. It's kind of got, you know, it's not a, you know, rocket ship, but it kind of has that sleeper look. You know, you wouldn't expect a little bit of RV cam and headers to be underneath the hood of this truck. You know, it's just beautiful under here. All along here, it's just a really clean and tidy truck. You know, still got these little rubber guys. You know, they pop through this, but all you gotta do is just click them back